Welcome back, everybody. I don't really plan on spamming everyone with this many videos all the time. I just don't know. Had another idea that I thought would be interesting to talk about. Just wanted to mention how exactly I got into pipe smoking to begin with. I've actually been before I get into that, I will mention this is my see if I can get some better light. Yeah. That's it's my Dr. Grabow Starfire. It's another vintage. It's really cool wire marking that I really like, but probably the ugliest pipe in my collection. But by God, it's a good smoker. But anyway. Once again, with the Dunhill Nightcap. Like I said, it's nothing I haven't tasted before, but it's good. So I'm gonna keep with it for a little bit. But anyway, as I was saying, I'd been kind of interested in tobacco in general for a while. Only thing was I hate cigarettes, and thought that I wasn't gonna care much for cigars either. And pipes seemed cool, but I didn't really know how to start with it. Didn't really have any experience with it. I have a friend, and her dad. He doesn't smoke anymore. He quit, but for several years he'd smoke pipes, and anytime I'd go visit her and her family in Nashville, every now and then from the kitchen you'd get a waft of really sweet smoke. I don't know if he smoked aromatics, or I never really asked what blend he smoked, but it always smelled really good, and that kind of fanned the flames, as it were, and where was I? Oh yeah, so I'd kind of been exposed to pipe smoking a little bit, but never really thought I'd get into it. And then I started reading the Wheel of Time series, and anyone who's read Wheel of Time knows that Robert Jordan was he was a pipe collector and a pipe smoker. He loved pipes, and most of his characters smoked pipes. And it was actually in one of those books, I can't remember if it was I believe it was the first one. They show up at this one lord's estate, and the lord, as part of his hospitality, prepares pipes for the men in the group, and they sit down and smoke their pipes. And that was the first time that it occurred to me of pipe smoking, or smoking in general, specifically. Well, in general specifically. But first time it occurred to me that smoking in general could actually be more of a leisurely thing rather than a habitual thing. So that was the first time where I ever thought, well, maybe if done in moderation, just or every now and then, it wouldn't be this really disgusting habit that people always make it out to be. And the more I researched it, the more I found out that traditionally you don't inhale pipe smoke, which was great because I haven't actually been in a choir for several years, but I am a singer, and I love singing, and that was one of the reasons that I hate cigarettes. My dad had a really wonderful tenor, and smoking cigarettes is just, he has like no lung capacity anymore. He just doesn't have the strength of voice that he used to, which is really sad, but I kind of decided I wasn't going to go that way. But then I, like I said, found out that pipe smoking wouldn't really factor in. It wouldn't damage my vocal cords, wouldn't mess with my lung capacity, so I decided to give it a shot. Sorry, it's just pretty cold. I mean, even I'm in the little utility hallway that goes up to the front door. But even so, I'm indoors, but there's no heater in here. Just a little utility room, and it's pretty cold. It's like 20 degrees out here right now, but which I know it's not as cold as some areas, but for the Mid-South, it's pretty damn cold. But anyway. Damn it. So, that was where I first decided that I'd give pipe smoking a try, and I looked around and couldn't, it took me a while to actually find anywhere that sold pipes. Found out after several weeks later, a couple months later, that our local Walgreens actually carries some of the drugstore pipes, but it's like the new Grabows, which I don't care for. They don't have the same quality as the old Grabows do. But so I went into the smoke shack. Didn't really think they'd have anything, but by God, they had one of those little cards with the pipes clipped onto them. And I selected one, and without knowing any better, a Medico, and it was Brylon. And the tobacco I picked out, Paladin Black Cherry, which is kind of infamous, and especially around the forum that I like to go to, the Pipe Smokers Forum, but which is a great community, by the way, if anyone ever wants to check it out. But I'm running out of time. But so yeah, that was my first pipe and my first smoke, and geez, I almost gave it up right then. But a couple weeks later, I bought a new pipe, the K-Woody Majestic that I had in the last video. I got that, and I think I may have got some Captain Black to replace the Black Cherry, but tried that and mostly went along the lines of drugstore tobaccos, which I do still have an appreciation for. I love me some Carter Hall. But anyway, that's the story of my journey to pipes and my first pipe smoke. And I hear the dog scratching, so I'm probably going to have to let her out. But anyway, y'all take care and happy trails.